What kind of relationship did she have with this young man, and what was the psychological payoff that she got from getting him to do this? Kind of almost like a Munchausen's effect.
That's what it's funny you would say that, Erica. It's exactly what I thought. It's sort of a Munchausen by proxy.
Instead of getting her friend sick, she gets her friend to die, and she gets this weird attention.
So
she gets to raise money. She gets to do. It's very tricky. It's very bizarre. I would say there's a personality disorder here.
Maybe
something is very odd.
If it's what it seems to be, it's funny that you came to that thought too. I had the exact same thoughts. It sort of felt like a Munchausen by proxy type situation where people will act out on another person and make them sick or hurt them in order to get some payoff for themselves. Tiffany, you ever heard of anything like this?
I have, but I think that's really taking this to an extreme that doesn't fit this for me. We're only getting bits and pieces of these text messages. And I know from conversations with friends, you don't know the tone that it's coming through via text. And just looking at this story, I mean, we've heard from friends now saying that she was a drama queen. And you're like, okay, so look at that. Imagine this guy has been having this conversation with her for a while. I'm depressed, this is going on.
And that may be satisfying to her in some way. She may be gratified by hearing about his misery, and it somehow, you know, sort of aroused her. I don't mean in a sexual way, but aroused her. It sort of made her feel like engaged and dramatic and good about herself.
But how many times have you had someone dramatically repeat something and finally you're just like, just do it? You know, and
I wonder that myself. Yeah, if it was just sort of we missed the sort of lead up where she's like, I've heard enough of this. Get out of here. Go do whatever you're going to do. I can't try to make you stop anymore. Sort of out of exasperation. The lawyer of this girl says, quote, a young man made his own decision in his life on his own terms. It was in fact his voluntary decision. He had previously attempted suicide and made his own conscious decision to take his own life. His death was not caused by Michelle Carter. This is a tragedy, but it is not a crime. The question, though, still is begged. There are a couple things that, Karama, that are begged yet. Did her final push there really substantively contribute to his demise? And finally, it's a reminder that whenever somebody says anything, you know, depression is a potentially fatal illness. We've got to educate. Once again, we started tonight talking about mental illness. We're stopping. We're ending the show tonight talking about mental illness. And we've got to educate young people about how serious it is, how to identify it, and, Karama, how to refer it.
I agree with you, Dr. Drew. The thing is that this young lady is 17 years old, and I do not believe she had the mental maturity to be able to realize if this young man was telling the truth or is actually going to commit suicide. I don't think that she was at a place for that. Of course, there's a lot of facts that are missing in this story, but I think what you hit on is most important here. Instead of them trying to charge this young lady with involuntary manslaughter and saying that she had something to do with this, how about using this as a teaching tool to say to other kids who are out there that if someone is doing this, that you need to reach out to a parent, to a counselor, to 911. Help children to grow so that they can understand how to deal with this instead of victimizing one so that other children would say, you know what, I don't want to get involved.